Hey, how are you, Brett?
Hello, Tom. I'm doing super fantastic. How about you?
I'm great. Back again for the Therapy Unzipped podcast. Woo, it's been a wild week. Politics and crisis and the likes. It is so interesting out there, to say the least. We could put so many more adjectives on it, but it is wild. So let's get back to uh, I don't know exactly what to talk about, but I know a topic will emerge today. There's been sort of this theme that I've been sharing with a lot of clients recently, in spite of what's going on outside, helping them to like take control of what is in their control. Like
Mhm.
you have this small little bubble, your own little world. And while the outside world can definitely have an impact on that, there are so many things out of our control and so many people, I mean, 8+ billion people, like 99.99999% of people like have no idea about you and you don't matter to them and you don't have any influence or control over them, nor do they you. So we have a very small theater of operation. And it's important for us to redirect our intention or our intention on just dealing with that small little bubble, like I know there's stuff that's going to be going on the outside, but if you can keep your own little bubble, your own little world, your sphere of influence tight, if you can keep that within your control and you focus on those moving parts in that, then I think you have the trappings of what can be a healthy life that has some inherent meaning and purpose in that. But focusing on all the other external stuff, what's going on, in other countries and other parts of the world, and even what's going on in the government and whatnot, it becomes futile for you to focus on that because you have no control over that.
Mhm. For sure. We talk about the locus of control and, essentially at that inner circle, different levels, that inner circle is just yourself. That's the only person that you can really truly control is yourself. And then you move outside of like your immediate family, your household, and then your, more extended family, kind of outside of your household, and then your friend and social group, and then your neighborhood, and then your community, and then your state, and then your country, and then the world as you extend out.
Mhm.
And it's okay to work on some of those other levels for some of the time, but your majority of your focus needs to be internal and on yourself. And
Mhm.
once you got this good, then you can spend more time outside. But if you're struggling here, that's where you should be paying attention. And what we see, excuse me, as professionals is when people spend an inordinate amount of time on these other spheres, it's because they don't have the energy capacity to work on themselves. And
Right.
it's all a distraction. And you see
Mhm.
these people that are very involved in all kinds of things, churches, community, politics, whatever,
Mhm.
schools, PTA, HOA in Florida. These HOAs,
Yeah.
which I'm part of. Thank you. Thank you very much. But when they spend an inordinate amount of time on all these outside levels, it's just because they hopefully they're all good on the inner sphere, or they're just not willing or able to, or have the capacity to work on themselves at that moment.
Yeah. One, then there are other people that have a lot of judgments and a lot of focus goes into them pointing out the faults in everybody else around them,
Hmm.
not only what's going on in the world or government or the state or whatever levels, but just within their little circle. They point out what's going wrong, and they point out how other people need to change and what they need to do. But that takes the focus away from them actually working on themselves. And maybe it's because they have this negative core belief that they really don't matter, so it's important for me to focus on everybody else, or they have convinced themselves that they themselves are good, and now I get to put that and project that on to other people. Don't worry about what other people are doing. Just
Right.
focus on you and what you're doing and live well, because I've seen, and I know you've seen this too, the people that are pointing out the faults around them are not living well, but they tried to distract from that fact,
Mm.
even from their own minds, and focus on how others are not living well and what they need to do to change. Don't worry about anybody else. You don't have the ability to change anybody else. You might have a little bit of influence, but for the most part, people do not want advice or suggestions on how to unscrew their lives.
Right.
You need to lead by example, by you living well, that without even saying anything to others, they will observe that and you'll
Mhm.
be an inspiration to them. So if you really want others to change, if you feel like, hey, if they just did these things, they would have a better life, then you do those things and demonstrate that so that they can see it and observe it. And then they might have the fortitude to do that as well and find that it works for them.
Right. For sure. The interesting, as therapists, we always listen for those key terms that come up. Being a therapist is not only listening to what people say, but listening to what people don't say, like reading between the lines,
Hmm.
kind of stuff. But one of those things that always pops up is it's not fair.
Yeah.
When people say it's not fair, and I'm like, well, of course it's not fair. I mean, that's like the sky is blue, the grass is green, life ain't fair. I mean, it's just life isn't fair. And if you're looking for fairness, you're going to be sorely disappointed.
Hmm.
It's just that it's not created that way. But we have this illusion that life needs to be fair. And people get stuck on that all the time.
Hmm.
Well, it's not fair that they get this and I didn't get that. And of course it's not. Life
Yeah,
is life,
it
life isn't
sucks.
fair. Yeah, it sucks. But it's that searching for fairness that people get caught up in. I see a lot of times,
Hmm. And why do we do that? Where did we learn that from? Why is that like a thing?
right? Well, as kids, we were taught, take your turn, share your toys, be
Yeah.
fair, play fair.
Yeah.
Um, so we were, I think as kids, we were taught that, that life should be fair. I mean, it would, in a perfect world, life would be fair. But it's not a perfect world. And, we want things to be fair, and it's great when things are fair. Um, but it just doesn't happen that way. And I loved the definition I heard once of fair is not everybody getting the same thing. Fairness is everyone getting what they need.
Hmm.
And I
Yeah, I
love
like
that.
that. Yeah, I
Yeah,
like that.
I really love that. I'm like, that's true. Because some people need more of this and less of that.
Yeah.
So
So if you were to take stock in your life, not just you, Brett, but I mean our listeners as well, if you were to take stock in your life, do you have everything that you need? Are you getting the things that you need? I think, probably for the most part, you are. And if there are things that you're missing, then, maybe we can talk about that and figure out how you can get the things that you need. Maybe you're looking in the wrong places for those things that you're missing out on, and to not confuse your wants with your actual needs.
right. And I think this is where social media plays such a role because we see these things as we scroll through social media, and I don't, I don't have social media. I give up social media. I've never had social media. I just don't do it. It's not for me. Anyway, so as people scroll through social media every day, they're looking at all these images of what others are doing, are living,
Mhm.
how they're living, and we're comparing ourselves to these images that we see all the time, and we know we should know it's at least that what people put on social media is what they want to is the image of them they want to project, right?
Yeah.
So I want to project my new car, I want to project my vacations, I want to project my friendships, I want to project me having a good time. I don't want to project me, having to clean the house all the time, or
Right.
me,
Yeah.
trying to figure out how to pay a bill when, I'm broke.
Mhm.
That's not what we put on social media.
We put on bacon wrapped scallops.
Yum, Tom. Now you got
That
me
sounds
all
pretty good, right?
hankering for
Yeah.
some scallops.
But you're right. And it's an interesting time that we have this access to so much information, and we are privy to what is happening all over.
Mhm.
And then we, by nature, start to compare ourselves, and we're like, well, I don't have that. I'm not doing this. I don't have that kind of life. I'm not driving that type of car. There must be something wrong with me.
Mhm.
And then there's this internal struggle that I'm not good enough. I don't matter. I'm not important. I'm not successful. I'm not when it's just this the facade or the avatar or the lives that they've created for specifically cultured for social media, so that's what there's so much time and energy going into the presentation that
Mhm.
there's really a lack of depth and substance, in their real lives. You don't know what people's real lives are. It's just what they've been displaying to you. And so I think it is important for you to at least just take that as entertainment and redirect your focus on you just living well in your world, in your little sphere, and
Mhm.
just focus on that and get the things that you need and just enjoy your life and enjoy either the purpose and or the meaning that you have on a day-to-day basis with the people that you love and care about. Those are the things that are important. It's not necessarily money nor fame or success. It's just you having purpose and or meaning in your life and the things that you're doing, and to just focus on your own sphere.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you look across the street and your neighbor, man, they got a new BMW and they just bought a new whatever. And I mean, what am I doing wrong? I can't afford to have that.
Yeah.
What's wrong with me? Well,
Mhm.
you don't know that they're in debt up to their eyeballs and they can't,
Yeah.
whatever. You just you don't know. And I think that, Tom, you and I in our profession, we burst that bubble a long time ago because these people come and sit in our offices, and well manicured, put together, look like, they're just got it all going on. We see
Mhm.
what they drive up in. We see the $10,000 watch on their wrist, and we see all the stuff, and then they sit down on our chairs and spill the stories of their life, and it's like, holy moly. You would
Right.
have never guessed what was going on with this person.
Yeah, blown away. And you're like, oh my God, I had no idea. You'd think that all that stuff and that level of success, material possessions, or what have you, would equate to some sort of happiness or contentment. It doesn't. Not at all.
Nope.
Hmm.
Nah. There's almost an inverse reaction.
Right.
Usually more money means more problems. The more money you make, the more money you spend.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And of course, we're kind of programmed to live somewhat like outside of our means.
Mhm.
That's been our society, we're marketed to keep spending, to keep buying, to keep wanting more, to never fully be content nor happy with everything that you have now. So I think it's important for us to get back to that level of gratefulness each day that, you know what? My life is a freaking 10. I have every single thing that I need in abundance. Are there
Absolutely.
things that I want? Sure. There's always going to be things that you want or desire or want to strive towards getting or creating. But like right now, in this moment, life is pretty good. And I think if you find evidence supporting this concept or this idea or this statement, at least, my life is wonderful, find evidence to support that right now. And you can find something that proves
Mhm.
that.
Find lots of things that can prove it,
Mhm.
but we always want to focus on the negative. I have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, but I'm missing, Y and Z. So what the heck is wrong with me? I don't have Y and Z. It's like, ugh,
So
okay,
what?
all
Right.
right.
So what?
Yeah, Z's the black sheep of the family anyway. So
Yeah.
it's the zebra, but
Hmm. And I'd like for you guys to chime in on this to questions at therapyonzip.com. Send us some emails to discuss things that are going on in your lives so that we can be of more help and service to you out there who are listening. This is why we're doing it. I mean, we enjoy each other's company and enjoy having fun just talking, but we have a mission and a purpose to help out other people, to be of service. I mean, we've gone to school for this. We are experiencing this. We do this on a day-to-day basis and have for decades. And we have this is what creates the purpose and meaning in our lives. And so we want to give back. We want to be helpful. And because it's helped our own lives and it's helped the people that we have served over the years. And so we want to try to turn things around so this world is not going into the toilet, that
Mhm.
we're actually of help and support to one another, and that we can all thrive together by leaning on each other, by supporting and helping one another. So send your
Right.
comments, your questions to questions at therapyonzip.com and let us know what you think about what we're sharing. If you hate it, that's fine too. Send us a, you know, you guys are dumb looking and we don't like what you're talking about. Whatever. Just
All right.
send us something.
Uh, Tom, I got a question for you. And I got a
Mhm.
question that I'm going to ask you, and I don't have an answer for myself, but and maybe this is one of those I'll pose a question and we'll think about it kind of thing. But what is
Okay.
the most profound lesson you learned from one of your patients, from
Ooh.
someone that you've
Hmm.
seen?
Okay. That is actually a really good question. I'm gonna have to marinate on that
All
because we
right.
as therapists learn a tremendous amount
Mhm.
from our clients.
Let's
And
do that for next week.
I like
We'll
that.
think about that, and next week we'll talk about the most profound lessons that we've learned as a therapist.
Perfect. I love that. All right. That's good. Okay, so you got to come back to hear the answer because
Ooh, bum
I
bum
was going to
bum.
give an answer, but I'll wait till next week
Bum.
on the next episode of,
Dr. Dre.
yeah. Yeah. Well, that was on this morning, Jack FM. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Hey,
Anyway,
did you see Kendrick Lamar is going to be at the Super Bowl? He's going to
really?
do a Super Bowl
Wow.
performance. Yeah, 20 in what, February? Yeah.
Okay. Hot dog. Do you
I
know
know.
who else? Just, I'm sure there'll be other
Yeah,
celebs going on there.
that was my biggest news. That put a smile on my face when I heard that.
Very good. What's
Yeah,
going on? How fast are things going, right? Like all of a sudden we're talking about the Super Bowl,
I know. And football just started. It's like week three.
right? Yeah.
So
Yeah.
how many football fans out there with their team are already disappointed at week three?
Yeah.
Well, Aaron Rodgers on the Jets, he had a couple of bad weeks, and they won last night, but
Yeah.
yeah. My Bears, well, mm.
You say you're already disappointed?
Uh, yeah, well, It's medium. We'll see. I
Medium.
still have hope. We have a brand new quarterback, so we'll see.
Yeah.
He's played two NFL games in his life, so gonna cut him a little break. And the whatever, I can talk football, but
Yeah.
and his offensive line, I mean, he was like rushed 36 out of 37 passes, so
Hmm.
it's hard to perform under those circumstances. But yeah, so
Yeah.
football, um,
My
things are
wheels
going
are
fast.
spinning now.
What is it? Sunday is what is it? Winter, not winter, the fall solstice.
Solstice. Yeah.
Yeah, so actually not the meteorological, but it's the calendar start of spring or fall is the 21st Sunday.
Okay.
It's fall. What happened? Summer started like 2 weeks ago.
Hmm. Can't even believe it. And
Uh,
I've seen it go by as we get older. Like it starts going faster and faster. And then I have clients that are, 60s, 70s, and they're like, just wait,
I know, and it goes faster every year.
slow down, please.
I know, I know. This whole getting old thing is not fun. And so we talk about fall, which is, applicable for many people, not really us living in South and Central Florida. You know, our fall means it goes from 92 to 88 degrees.
Yeah. Yeah. Mhm.
So that's our fall. We're okay. That's fine.
Yeah. I do have one hoodie that I've washed and hung up and is ready, just in case.
Right. There'll be 2 days you can wear a hoodie this year.
Yeah,
It'll be
exactly.
2 days for a hoodie and shorts, shorts and hoodie.
And with that, it's only for like maybe 20 minutes.
Yeah, and then take it off because it's too
Then I
dang
take it off, yeah.
hot.
But it's ready to go.
Right?
See, as I really like flannel shirts, like long sleeve flannel shirts, and so that's what I feel flannels, jeans, boots. That's what I feel the most comfortable in, and that's not appropriate attire down here in Florida. So I long for those days, very few during the what we call winter months, where I could actually don that attire. And I still try to do it, but at least inside there's air conditioning, so it's somewhat comfortable. But as soon as you walk outside, you just feel like
Mhm.
instant swamp ass, So.
I have shorts and a t-shirt, and if I never have to put on another pair, I wear jeans when I ride my motorcycle. But
Yeah.
outside of that, if I never had to put on long pants or a long shirt again, I'd be happy as a clam.
Yeah, I would like that too.
Yeah.
Thank you for today.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to next week. The most
Me too.
profound lessons therapists have learned from their clients. And you know what? I would encourage if any other therapists or clinicians are out there and they're listening, send us your most profound lesson. I would love to compile a whole list of the most profound lessons therapists have learned from their clients.
Absolutely. Boy, that would be fantastic. So please send that in. And I'm looking forward to the next episode so we can get into talking about things that we have learned as therapists from
Yeah,
people that we serve.
that'd be a great little book.
I think so.
Or a little post or whatever. That'd be great information to circulate.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Perfect.
cool.
Man, I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm looking forward to that.
All right. I'm looking forward to it, but it doesn't have to happen like instantly. I'm not gonna, wish my week away. It's gonna slow down.
Yeah. Yeah. Slow down. Just enjoy
So,
it today.
all right, Tom. It was great to see you. Happy Friday.
It's always great to see you. Happy Friday to you. Have an amazing weekend. Enjoy family time and
Yeah,
enjoy some
for sure.
football.
I will let the boys know you said hello.
Please do. Yep.
Yeah. All right, man. Great to see you.
Same.
Have a good week.